Today is the 18th of June 2026, and if you're outside of the US, and many of you in the US, a World Cup is a dominant thing for you, but Iran is definitely dominating the political debate in this mid-June 2026 after, of course, the US and Iran signed a memorandum of understanding. Everyone has an opinion about the MOU signed by Donald Trump and his Iranian counterpart. But in my opinion, what we're witnessing, particularly in Washington, is a much broader argument about the future of American power. And for decades, as you know, there was a relatively strong bipartisan consensus on U.S. foreign policy. Republicans and Democrats often, however, disagreed on tactics, but they generally shared kind of the same assumptions about America's role in the world. That consensus is becoming weaker and weaker. On the Republican side, a growing America First movement is openly challenging many of the assumptions that shaped American foreign policy after the Cold War, and especially after 9/11. Now, influential figures argue that America has spent too much money, devoted too many resources, and paid too high a price for overseas commitment that produced questionable results, they say. On the Democratic side, that is the left side of the political spectrum, younger voters are increasingly questioning traditional foreign policy thinking, particularly in the aftermath of the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and more recently, the conflict in Gaza. Well, the result is a political environment in which foreign policy has become a domestic issue in ways that would have been extremely difficult to imagine just a few years back. Typically, American voters are more interested in domestic issues, a lot less on foreign policy. Usually, foreign policy tends to be the domain of a bunch of think tanks, a bunch of politicians, and it's a guarded area that the general public, the voters, really didn't care as much. And that's obviously changing. So looking ahead, what should we expect? In my opinion, we should expect a significant pushback from foreign policy hawks in both parties, right? Both parties, the Democrats and Republicans, have people that, are aggressive about and want an aggressive stance about the United States. People like Lindsey Graham and Tom Cotton, those are Republicans on the right side. And then you have Chuck Schumer and others from the left, think tanks that continue to believe that American leadership depend on maintaining pressure on rivals and on preserving a strong global presence. So as debate over Iran, China, Russia, and America's alliances continue, the big question is how Americans themselves, the voters, the people, want that power to be used. In my opinion, that debate is only beginning, and its outcome will likely shape American foreign policy for years to come.